Welcome back to Talk of the Town. Well, we have a date that's rapidly approaching, which is tax day, but there's still time for you to file, and there's also still time for you to get some help if you need it in filing. And here to tell us about how to do that is Danielle Breidung, who is the program coordinator of, and I'm going to use my cheat sheet, the Lowcountry Area Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program, otherwise known as VITA. So we'll do VITA for the rest of the time. That's a little easier.
Yeah, much easier.
Yeah, it is easier. So thank you for being with us.
My pleasure.
This is a really exciting program. Tell us a little bit about it.
So in 2008, the IRS got in touch with Beaufort County leadership and said that about $4 million of tax credits were being left on the table by local residents. So the United Way and Beaufort County Human Services Alliance partnered to do something about it. Now, the VITA program has existed in other parts of the country since the 60s.
Okay.
And so it wasn't as if we had to start from scratch. We adopted a similar model that was being practiced elsewhere. And since then, we've been partnering IRS certified volunteers with low-income, elderly, differently abled, and limited English proficient taxpayers to prepare their tax returns and e-file them free of charge.
That's amazing. What a wonderful service. I mean, I'm sure a lot of those people really have no idea where to start, and it's very intimidating for them.
Very scary process, yeah.
Yeah. So how do you partner them up? How does somebody get to you, and how do you get them partnered up with somebody?
So we do a lot of print advertising for folks who aren't necessarily internet savvy.
Mm-hmm.
So in local newspapers and things like that. We also obviously do television advertising and radio.
Okay.
We've partnered with billboard companies to do publicity that way. And then we also have a website. So VITA lowcountry.org has information about where we are, what documents people need to bring, other resources regarding financial education and first-time homeowners, and all kinds of programs that are designed to help folks when they do get a refund channel those resources into something that's going to help them have a better life for the whole year, as opposed to just for 1 or 2 months, right?
Right.
Which is a challenge.
Yeah.
And we serve more than 2,000 households per year. So we are interacting with folks who are, at at various stages of life. Lots of parents, lots of grandparents, lots of single people, all kinds of folks come in and see us, and it's a very professional process. So we really strive to provide a dignified, empowering tax preparation process. We don't view it as charity. You're coming in to see us, and we're going to do our very best to get you the maximum refund for which you're eligible for.
So a really professional environment makes them very comfortable.
Yeah.
Is there a way that they can get this assistance online?
Yes. So there is a website called myfreetaxes.com that people can use if their income is $66,000 or less. Okay. So it's a specific population, but it's very user-friendly and serves as an alternative to some of the other software online that has a charge associated with it.
Okay. And you mentioned earlier that part of the population that you're serving is those that aren't maybe not English proficient. So do you have people that speak Spanish, that can help them through that process?
We do. So on Hilton Head and in Hardeeville, we have volunteers who can speak Spanish, because we know that in order for people to feel comfortable, they have to feel like they're being understood and heard. So we are lucky to have some volunteers who can speak Spanish. In terms of other languages, we can connect with an interpreter through the IRS who can help us with the process. Okay. But in that case, we recommend that someone come in with someone who can translate for them, just to facilitate and expedite the preparation.
Okay. And before we started filming, we talked a little bit, and you said that if people have gotten a letter from the IRS or they get a letter after they've filed, you can help with those kinds of situations as well.
So our traditional VITA sites that are open throughout tax season close on April 17th. That's the last day. Okay. But we don't go away. So if people want to get in touch with us after the 17th, they can email, they can call, and if I don't know the answer, I can connect them with someone who does, or at least point them in the right direction. So the purpose of VITA is really to provide tax counseling and assistance for those 4 populations I mentioned throughout the entire year.
Okay, that was going to be my next question. I know obviously we're bumping up against it now.
Yeah.
But if somebody next year, when do you start the process with doing the taxes and stuff? Because I know you said you close April 17th.
Right.
But when do you kind of open for the season?
We typically open the last week in January. So there's a National Earned Income Tax Credit Day, and that's usually the kickoff for us. And it falls around January 26th, around that area.
Okay. kind of around the time you're probably getting your W-2.
Yeah, definitely, right. And we discourage people from coming in until they have all their documents, obviously, because it delays the process.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for this valuable information, and go to VITA. Is it VITA.org?
VITALowcountry.org.
VITALowcountry.org, and you can get some help for free. And we'll be right back on Talk of the Town.